And welcome back to another episode of NYR After Dark, episode 9. Can't believe we made it all the way to 9. It's crazy. Late night Rangers talk, the fans who never log off. So tonight we're going to be talking about some staff moves made by Quentin Dolan coming in, which is cool. Reacting to these leaked hometown remix jerseys, which have been all over X, Twitter, stuff like that. We're not going to end by that, but we're going to talk about some more Adam Fox slander that just keeps plaguing the planet for some reason.
Never stops.
And then never stops. It's ridiculous. And then we're going to end on the worst case scenario for the Rangers upcoming season. So just to kick it off, I'm going to summarize this. I have the whole tweet from Vince Ricagliano about the staff moves that happened, but I'm not going to read it word for word. So overall, Quentin came in and kind of made some of these moves, which is cool because you can kind of see the vision he's going for, right? He's trying to turn this into a little bit more of a modern hockey club, which is really, really nice. So he hired Matt Price as director of sports performance, which is a new position for the Rangers. He did do something similar with the LA Kings, but now he's being brought on to kind of focus that here, overseeing strength and conditioning and kind of tying that into science and analytics, which again, like I said previously, like just trying to make it a more modern hockey club, which is great. Mike Wagner is taking over as head strength and conditioning coach after serving as the assistant strength coach for the Capitals for the past 3 seasons. He's going to report to Price, and he's replacing Kyle Check, who left after running the strength and conditioning program since 2021 for us. We got Matt Hawkey, so close to hockey. That's kind of a cool name. Is now listed as manager of performance data science, but he was actually hired last fall. And then they also added Christian Galindo, who is assistant athletic trainer / massage therapist, and oh god, I'm gonna butcher this one, Naoto Goto, also as a travel massage therapist. So again, like just all these little things kind of adding in the sports sciences and certain trainers and stuff like that. How do you feel about all these additions? I mean, and also obviously the Quickie addition and Broussard that we talked about in a previous episode.
Yeah. So the Quickie and Broussard one, obviously I love. I think those are just in general 2 great players to bring in. Obviously they were loved by fans, coaches, players. It's like those are the type of players you want guiding like other players and stuff like that. Specifically with these hirings, each individual one, it's like I don't really have a preference on them or anything like that. I just like the moves because it's like creative, innovative. It's like thinking outside the box a little bit. Like you were just saying, like the game is modernized now. It's like becoming a lot of analytics and stuff like that. I like that, like we're thinking outside the box, and like trying to like create these positions to see if they have any effect on it. At the end of the day, like if these positions don't really work, it's not really hurting the Rangers by any means. It can basically only help in a sense. And Dolan actually did this for the Knicks, and I'm not saying that's the reason why they won the championship or anything like that, but they, resulted in a championship win. He oversaw like the player performance and the science for the Knicks or whatever, and it said that he oversaw medical, strength and conditioning, nutrition, mental performance, and performance data operations. There's Mike Brown specifically like shouted him out for keeping Mitchell Robinson primarily healthy throughout the year, like managing his health and stuff like that, didn't play in back-to-backs and stuff like that. And I think like most of the Knicks rosters played a majority of the season and stuff like that. And he played a part in the Knicks. I'm not saying he didn't win the championship, obviously, but he played a part and it had a positive effect. So like, why not try this on the hockey side? Like I don't see any issues here. I'm happy he's doing it. It's different. And like I said, thinking outside of the box is nice in like that, with hockey now. Cause like I said, it's very analytical and stuff like that. It's about the numbers, and all this performance stuff is all data and stuff that they're gathering and, trying to work off of. So I actually do like the hire, the positions and stuff like that. The hire, like I said, the personnel for the positions, don't know anything about them really, but I just like that these positions were added, and we'll see what happens.
No, I agree with you. And like I said, I really love that it feels like he's almost taking part in kind of that vision that he's looking for, right? He obviously has visions for how he wants his teams to look, right, with the Knicks and then now with the Rangers. So just seeing him not come in and just be like a lame duck and not do anything,
Like he's
you know,
he's trying to like make his impression basically.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Like he's trying to
yeah,
make it his team. So
yeah,
I do love that,
yeah,
honestly, and then kind of taking ownership.
yeah. And I also wonder if like because obviously I feel like over the past couple of years, we really haven't had like injury issues like consistently, knock on wood, obviously. Like Igor, I feel like is good for one injury a year, whatever. Obviously, Fox was hurt last year. And I wonder
Mhm.
because of Fox and Igor, like, being hurt for a good chunk of time, I wonder if like him seeing that was just like, why not bringing this over
Right.
here and try
What a
and like
huge detriment to the team.
yeah, yeah. So
What
like
can we do about it? Yeah.
exactly. So I wonder if that was like the thought process there and stuff like that. And he did obviously he also worked with the Rangers, but like in a much lower capacity and stuff like
Yes.
that. So we'll see how it goes. I don't mind the hires.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, this whole season in general feels almost like a little bit of a turning of a new leaf for the
Hmm.
Rangers. So I'm hoping kind of in all facets, right? Even administration level like this. I'm hoping it really works out for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on, these hometown remix jerseys got leaked, and we had, among other accounts, obviously, we had released a couple of our like kind of jersey mock-ups, right? The Islanders ended up doing that fan submission thing for their third jersey. So a lot of people kind of dove into that alternate, like, ooh, what could it be? What would it look like?
Hmm.
And I got to tell you, I think not that they absolutely are awful, but I think they dropped the ball with these hometown remix jerseys in a couple different ways. What was your just kind of first impression?
I'm glad you said that because we didn't talk about this prior about like how we felt about the jerseys. I, d- I think it's the red and like whatever that design is inside that like makes me hate the hate the jerseys because I love that color blue. I love the New York, the Statue of Liberty stuff. I've never seen I've never seen them do the captaincy like that. It's
I
usually always
actually
this.
really like that. The
Yeah, that
captain and the alternate
yeah
patches that say the full word rather than just a letter.
yeah. I thought that was like it's different. Like it takes some getting used to, but it's not horrible. It's I don't. I would need an explanation of what is going on in the red. Like
I don't know. And also, I don't know if you noticed this, but there's apparently a lot of glitter in the silver stripes. I don't
it looks glossy
I
to me from the picture, but yeah, I see.
from that was part of the tweet that was released said lots of glitter and like sparkly. So I don't know.
See, yeah.
All I know is that design in the stripe is useless
I
and
just
serves
if
what is it?
because yeah, because usually when they come out with jerseys, they always have like explanations in it and stuff like that, like hidden Easter eggs and
And I
stuff
hope
like
we get that. I hope we
exactly.
get that.
But right now, it's just like I'm telling you right now, if they took that out and it was just the red and it was exactly how it was, I actually for some reason I like the jerseys. I'd be like, oh,
I'll
these are
be
kind of
honest with
dope.
you. I had a couple things where I was like, okay, so at first I was trying to deep dive and I was like, okay, maybe it's one of the bridges in the city. So I'm looking, I'm like, GW, no, Brooklyn, no, it doesn't look like any of those. So I had
Yeah,
no idea where this design comes from. But my big thing was like a lot of fan designs, and again, I'm biased because of my own. Why don't you put the New York City skyline in there?
yeah.
Why is that
If you're
not in the
yeah
stripe?
yeah if you're gonna do something like this where there is that design in the red, then like I see what you're saying. Like the skyline
It's
would
got
make
to
the
make
most
sense.
sense. Yeah,
It's got to make
I,
sense.
I I personally don't like that. Like I don't want that on a jersey. I feel like it's just very cheesy on a jersey. But like I would rather have that over this. And like we've talked about this before. Like one of my favorite jerseys is the Heritage jersey. So like the Heritage jersey says New York going down. It just like
I
the
do
vibe
love
of it.
that too.
So I feel like they took the Heritage jersey and tried to like do a little twist on it. I just
Right,
because
twisted too far.
yeah, these are City Connect jerseys, right? That's what they're called or something like that. Or is that the NBA one?
I no, this is a hometown remix.
Hometown remix. Okay, same concept. Like it's because of that hometown remix. That's why they're doing this little design on the inside. I just don't like it. Maybe they'll grow on me. Like the I think it was the Stadium Series ones, the NYR in white. I remember like when those first came out, I didn't really like them, and then when they had the Stadium Series, they like really grew on me, and I was just like, oh, I need one of these jerseys now. I'm hoping this is the same thing with this jersey.
I just need an explanation. If I can get an explanation for what that is in the stripe, I might like it. But I'm sorry, I spent my entire life in New York. I have no idea what the hell that is. So it's really hard for me to be like, oh, hometown.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
feel
like
that way
it's
to me.
like Grand Central. Like that was my thought, Grand Central or something. Like
And
it's not even
Central,
close.
maybe the outside of MSG. I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, if anybody knows, they want to
Yeah,
inform us
please
on
reach
what it
out.
is. Yeah, please
Please reach
tweet
out.
at us and tell us. But like, it might be dumb, but I really have no idea what it is, and I
No,
don't
I
like
have no
it.
idea.
Yeah,
So hopefully when they come out officially, they'll give some explanations, or maybe these aren't even the jerseys. Who knows, right? Maybe the
yeah,
leak was bull.
yeah, exactly. But so I was gonna say the next thing we're gonna talk about is it's Mr. Adam Fox. His name's been out there recently. Just getting absolutely slandered out there for whatever reason. So I think it was it NHL Network that came out with a top 20 defenseman in the league right now,
Mhm.
and our boy Adam Fox was disrespected, being ranked outside the top 10, and he was ranked at 13th. I he at this point has to be the most either disrespected or underrated number one elite D man in the league, and I just don't get it. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, my big thing with this list again, like if you have Adam Fox outside the top 10, like okay, who's in front of him, right?
Mhm.
And there are some guys in this list that are in front of him that I'm like, come on, maybe 10 years down the road for this guy, or, maybe 10 years ago for this guy. Like there are just little things where I'm like, but if you're looking at it right now, how? How is he not in your top 10? I mean, for me, I have him, if I were to go back, I have him at 6. Like I don't, I can't imagine you're taking some of these guys over him. And yes, last year it wasn't the best year, but like the games he played were great. He was almost point per game.
Yeah, I think like he's just been like talked down on. Like obviously with the whole 4 Nations, like
Four
he didn't
Nations,
perform
Olympic
well.
snub.
Yeah, Olympic snub. Rangers have been trashed the last 2 years or whatever, 2.5 years.
Well, and
Like,
that's another thing, man. Like, how do you're going to give him, you're going to take points away from him or credit away from him when he's got nobody behind him and is doing all the work. We just got Vlad Gavrikov, but before that, he was switching partners, right? It was Lindgren, it was Keandre, and then you look at who's behind them, and you're like, okay, you got Braden Schneider on the second pair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the stuff where I'm like, this poor guy is out here by himself in the Rangers, and you're giving him no credit. Like if you took him off that team, there's nobody at
yeah,
that point.
like my big thing is, so I wrote it down. Like, so Fox had 53 points in 55 games last season. So obviously, like he was hurt, but he was still almost a point per game and everything like that. But like, what doesn't make sense to me is okay. So he had 9 goals in those 55 games, right? So I don't have the math in my head, but like on pace wise, he was probably on pace for like 14 goals. I'd say maybe 13, whatever it is. Like Jake Sanderson, nothing against the guy. He's ranked 8th, right? He had a career best 14 goals last season in 67 games and had 54 points. Fox had one less point than he did last year in what, 12, 13 less games. Like it doesn't like I know like Jake Sanderson is their workhorse in Ottawa and stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense to me like how you're gonna look at Adam Fox's stats being almost point per game as a defenseman, and then you have Jake Sanderson ranked 8th and then Fox 5 spots above him. And then another one is like we spoke about this earlier, Evan Bouchard at 10. He had a phenomenal year. 95 points, like whatever, 21 goals. Like he was in the Norris conversation. Like
Right.
he had a phenomenal year. Nothing against him. He was shot wise, he has a better shot. He has a cannon. Adam Fox does not. But he also plays with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And I'm not just saying like, oh, he's on their power play because he does produce 5-on-5. But again, he plays with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who McDavid puts up 150 points a year. And if you're the QB on the back end, like, yeah, you're gonna get your apples and stuff like that. And like I said, not taking credit away from him for his 21 goals. He put the puck in the net. I get it. But you're telling me you're putting Evan Bouchard over Adam Fox? If you put Adam Fox on that team, imagine what he could do.
That would be amazing. And if you put Evan Bouchard on a power play with Connor Sheary, that's another thing. I mean,
Yeah, like,
think about that.
yeah, and like I said,
But that's my point. Like these are the units that they're working with, right? Like Fox, like yes, he has Mika, which is phenomenal, and obviously had Panarin for years with him. But like, if you look at it, other than that, it's kind of a little bit of a revolving door. Obviously, had Kreider net front for a while, but like last season, especially because I'm assuming that's what they're looking at, right? For this list for this year, they're looking at last season mostly. Dude, that power play unit, although it was very, very good, it wasn't always consistent.
Yeah.
And I just think it's ridiculous to take anything away from Fox because of that. I just like you said, Bouchard, ridiculous how high up he is. He shouldn't be there. Again, great year, good player. Defensively, he's lacking, right?
Yeah,
And
I
at the end of the
just
day, these are defensemen. These are defensemen we're talking about. Fox has way better defensive positioning, hockey IQ. Again, that gets tossed around, but whatever. My big thing with this list that it made me very angry was the two young guys that somehow crept into the top 10. That again, will they be there? 100%. Give them even 2 years, and I'm putting them in there.
yeah.
But Lane Hudson at 6 and Matthew Schaefer at 7. Today is too much. If you are taking a guy today, you're playing pickup hockey. Are you taking Adam Fox or are you taking Lane Hudson? Are you taking Adam Fox or are you taking Matthew Schaefer? I'm sorry. Today, I'm taking Adam Fox. In 2 years, sure, I'll take Hudson. Absolutely. He's phenomenal. He's like we talked about his skating. Great, right? He's a phenomenal player and he's got a very bright future. And I think his ceiling is probably Adam Fox or above. But right now, I don't think he's there. I mean, there's a couple guys on here. Hedman barely played,
Yeah, like the Matthew Schaefer and Lane Hudson argument, I can see someone making the argument for them being top 10. And they honestly, like, the thing is, it's hard to say, like, age-wise, because if you're telling me to pick one right now to build for the, next 20 years, I'm obviously taking Schaefer or Lane because of the age.
Yeah, age.
But like, Lane Hudson is technically just like the younger version of Adam Fox. Like, they're both incredible playmakers and stuff like that. Lane Hudson's just a better skater and he's more flashy and everything like that. And, like you said, like, Lane Hudson's going to be taking over Adam Fox at some point. Schaefer, I have a better argument for Schaefer than I do Lane Hudson, because Lane Hudson was also like, he was on an elite team. Like, their top 6 is no joke. Like, they have very good players on that team. He's QBing that quarterback. Cole Caulfield had 50 something goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's an elite team. Like Schaefer, he set the rookie goal scoring record for defensemen with 23, whatever. The Islanders are kind of trash. No offense,
especially when you talk about their power play. If we're going to talk about people using that to their advantage on this list, like Bouchard and Hudson, Schaefer doesn't have that. The Islanders' power play is horrible.
Yeah, like, so, like, I can make more of an argument for Schaefer than I can Lane. Like I said, Lane, like, those two I don't hate being in the top 10. I just hate Adam Fox not being in the top 10, and then having like a player like Jake Sanderson or like Evan Bouchard over him. Because, like, I'm sorry, Ottawa fans, if you're listening, tell me if I'm wrong. You would prefer to have Adam Fox as your number 1 D-man than Jake Sanderson. Like,
they're going to die on that hill. They're going to die on that hill.
No, I know they will, but I mean, still, like, and it's also like,
objectively.
Yeah, it's like, it's also just disrespectful. I mean, like, Adam Fox was a Norris winner. Like, yes, it was in a COVID year or whatever. I get it, and like, people might put an asterisk on it because of that. But like, I just feel like people are just holding against him. The Olympic snub, the 4 Nations, the Rangers being trash the last 2 years. If this guy has the chip on the shoulder, it's the biggest chip I've ever seen.
I mean, I really hope he comes out with it. I'll be honest with you. But then, like, I had guys on this list too that, like, I didn't think Jackson McComb should be on this list. Again, another guy that in 5-10 years, not even 5-10 years, probably 3 to 5 years, I should say, he'll be top 20. I don't. They got him listed at what, 17? I don't see that, especially not yet.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
I actually I had a guy that I threw on this list, and then they actually talked about it at the Tri-State podcast. But Keandre, I think, should be on here. And again, I have him literally at 20, like just barely creeping onto the list.
mm,
But that's a guy who like has all the skills and just wasn't utilized well in New York. And now Carolina's utilizing him properly. And look at him. He's
yeah.
flourishing.
And like, and I think Rupper said it, like he has to have another season to like back that up or whatever,
Yes.
which is true. Like I give him that, but like I'm also not going to hold it against him that like he's in a system that works perfect for him. Like I'm not going to hold that against him. Like the Rangers system towards the end wasn't for him. Like he was, I feel like I want to say he was asked to do a little too much, I guess, and like maybe the bright lights of New York kind of affected him or whatever. But like he just works perfectly in that system. So I could totally see him being in the top 20. Like Arthur Staple was saying, like he would put him in his top 20. I
Yeah, but
just,
my problem there though is if you're gonna say, okay, fine, but Keandre needs to have another year, how do you not put the same thing for Schaefer and Hudson?
I think
Two
because
two young careers that's like, nah, we need to see a little more. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's my point. So I don't understand how fine, if that's the case, then Keandre probably shouldn't make the list.
yeah. I
But
think
you're
it's,
putting them top 10.
yeah, I think it's because like this is mainly just a Carolina case. Carolina, actually, it's like kind of a Carolina Florida case. Those you're not going to have like these 100-point players like coming off the stat sheet for the regular season because they're like playoff teams. Like Carolina is a team system; they play as a team. Like it's not like they have that star guy and everything like that. So like for that instance, like I guess he doesn't have like the regular season stats to necessarily, like take over some of these players because like some of these, I will say some of these number one D men do put up a lot of points, and then you
Of
also have
course.
to think with Jacob Slavin. Like I know he technically had a down year, but Keandre's technically not their number one either. So like because
Right.
when I think of top 20 defensemen, I'm also thinking like my main first thought is number one D man.
You'd have to be.
Yeah, who's number one D man? Like, and like one player on this list who I would put in my top 20 as well. But like Devon Taves, like he's not the number one D man on Colorado.
No, he's not.
Obviously it's Cale Makar, but like he is an elite defenseman, and like it is a defenseman you would want on your team. So that's the case with like he's not the number one. So he that's like a Keandre argument for me. Like
Yeah,
they're not
those
the
are the
number one.
exceptions. Yeah.
Yeah,
But they
exactly.
fit their roles so well, right?
Yeah, oh,
And actually,
exactly.
obviously the Taves is like the slave
Hmm.
in that situation, right? But that's my point. Like if you just because like you said, just because Keandre is in a great situation on a team that uses the correct kind of scheming to utilize him and puts him with a Slavin who is just a defensive workhorse, like that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve top 20 to me. I just think he should be there. And then obviously, just being New York fans, we know his stick skills are phenomenal. Obviously, his offensive ability is great. Like it's everything other than hockey IQ for me. But
Yeah,
again, we got guys on here that I'm like, I don't see them making it over him to me.
yeah, yeah. I think that's also another thing is just like how much do regular fans just see all these defensemen on a regular basis? Like we were talking about this before, like Josh Morrissey. Like for me, I like Josh Morrissey in the top 20. Like if he plays in Winnipeg, like no, I mean who sees Winnipeg on like a nationally broadcast game and stuff like that? Like if you do watch like Winnipeg games, like he is their QB and he is of the elite talent.
And he's
It's
good.
not,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
great.
yeah, but like I think that's also a part of it. Is just like how often do you see these players and stuff like that? Like because like Roman Yossi's had a great career. Victor Hedman, great career. Like Victor Hedman had a very down year, and he's like 18th on this list. Like I'll give it to him because it's just like I was actually looking at like I was trying to look at the top 50 defensemen.
Hmm.
I feel like it really falls off a cliff. I don't know what number
Oh, it
exactly.
definitely does. Probably
Yeah,
probably around 25 to 30 range. It's
yeah,
probably real bad.
yeah. I think yeah. Because I was gonna say it even. I was gonna say like really it's like 18 and it starts like okay like do
So
I
I mean,
want these
because
players?
after this,
Yeah.
it's like who, you
Yeah,
know?
because it's like, do you want like after 18? It's like, do you want these players as your number? Because my first thought is number one guy. Do I
Yeah,
want them as my number one guy? And So
Right.
the list of top 20, it's like I feel like the end of the top 20, you can really like switch stuff up there.
Absolutely.
But just Fox being 13 is just crazy. And I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong this year.
I really hope so, man. I really hope so. He puts that narrative to rest a little bit.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just, for me with him, it's just got to be, he's got to keep his head on straight.
Yeah.
No shitty body language, no locker room, not locker room, but like post game interview mishaps where it's just like you can tell he's upset. Like even if the team goes through a little slump, which they're probably gonna,
Mhm.
we need him to keep his chin up, his big chin. He's just got to
Crimson
stay up.
Chin.
Yeah, Crimson Chin for real. He's got to
Yeah.
keep that up because that's like you're one of the leaders on this team and arguably the best player. Like you need to kind of show face and be like, you know what, like we're good, we got this. Especially after like everything comes out where he's upset with Drury and he wants to see what direction the team's going in, and Drury makes all these great moves. Like, okay, you got what you wanted. You wanted to see some movement, and you got it. Like, let's perform now. So I'm like you said, I'm really hoping for a great year out of him, and I think we're gonna get it if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think this year also it'll be different in the sense that like I don't think those questions aren't going to be asked like, hey, like trade rumors or like, are you happy here or whatever. I think like
Right.
Rangers are just going to go into this, like just I think it's I don't want to say fresh start, but like it's that next step in our retool where we've seen changes. So now it's just like, hey, go play hockey now. Like we are surrounding you with a better situation. Go play hockey now. And
Right. That
I
turning
think
of a
that
new leaf.
exactly. I think that will really make a big difference this year, and I'm looking forward to it.
I agree. So let's move on now. We're saying all these good things now. Let's talk about the worst case scenario. What could go wrong for the Raiders? I mean, obviously there's a lot of different things, and for me, I kind of summarized with like the big ones of like what would make me very unhappy this year when it came to the Rangers. So one big thing, and I'm sure we have a couple similar topics. So the first thing I put was injuries plague the injury prone. So we've got Foxy, Dursey, and Igor getting hit with injuries. I think that to me makes a big impact. What do you think?
I think I agree with that. Obviously, one I would add into that is if we have any long-term center injuries, I feel like that will be brutal for us. Like because that's where we're at the thinnest is our center position. I think it'll create opportunity. Like say for example, Mika goes down, JT goes up one, Lava goes up one, Cole Baldwin comes in. Like it'll create the opportunity, but I feel like that would be a almost detrimental to our
Yeah, it'd be
season
bad.
if we lost a center. Because I was gonna originally say top 6 winger or whatever, but like
Right.
I feel like that's an easier spot to fill. Like
I agree with you.
yeah, say for example like a Bjorkstrand goes down or whatever, and we're assuming he's gonna play second line wing. Like if he goes down, that's just an opportunity for Liam Greentree to come up, and I think like
Right.
give him that opportunity and he can fill that role for a little while hopefully. But yeah, that's kind of what I put, have for the injury wise.
Yeah. So then I'm moving on. I had continued underproduction from JT and Laugh. Right.
Yeah.
Laugh ends up not living up to expectations or not even taking a step forward. And JT stays in his head. I know it was injuries last year, a lot of it, but I think even more so than that, there was a mental aspect to it. And I think continue underproduction from them is going to start leading to some questions. Should we trade should we trade Laugh? Do we really need JT here? I think that stuff's going to come out. So what do you have anything similar to that?
Yeah, so mine's just a little different. Mine is Laugh and Gabe don't take that next step that we kind of need them to take. Because if you're not a Rangers fan and you're looking at our top 6 right now, like most of the NHL is going to say like the Rangers have a trash top 6. Like I think it was Jason Demers. He had a Metro standing or whatever, and he had the Rangers second to last, which I completely disagree with. Like Columbus being, I think they were third.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
it was like
ridiculous.
crazy and stuff like that. if you just look at our top six, like, yeah, you might think our top six isn't great, but then like as Ranger fans, us seeing the great potential in Gabe of what he showed when he got the top 6 minutes last year, him and Laugh and Mika just meshing so well. Laugh 28 points in his last 27 games, like showing that he can be that play driver and like lead a line and stuff like that. Like if they do take that next step, it's amazing for us because then you're like, okay, they're legitimate top six players right now. Right now, they're question marks. If they don't take those steps, then it's really bad for the Rangers because then our top six will actually, our top six actually looks really bad at that point.
No, I agree with you. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
then, so moving on for me, I have now going into the younger guys. I have Smith, Bodwin, and Greentree. All are kept in Hartford for reasons other than development, whether that's their not even in the sense of like, oh, hey, they're not NHL ready, they will be, whatever, but just more so like, yeah, no, they're not NHL players. You know what I mean? Like
Like
those,
they're not living up
like
to the potential of an NHL
correct,
player.
correct. Like right, and then like if you look like a Bodwin's a good one. Like if that's a guy that you can't even consider to give some NHL time this year, that Trocheck trade does not age well,
Yeah.
right? And then you same thing with the Green Tree, right? Like that's all you got for Panarin, essentially. If you look at that guy and he's not even capable of playing at the NHL level, that's bad. And then this year is going to be kind of the signs of it, right? Like even if they come up and don't do amazing, as long as they get a chance to get up there and hang a little bit, I think that would be worst case scenario.
Yeah. I
Do you have
think
anything with prospects or younger guys?
no, so I didn't actually write anything down for that, but I do agree in a sense. I think those players do have a lot on their shoulders, to be honest. They might not realize it right now, but like you were saying, like they were we're gonna call them main pieces of big trades for us. Like for Panarin, he was the main piece of that trade. For Trocheck, like obviously we got Jersey, but then like Bodwin was a big piece of that trade. Like you need I mean, realistically, you need both to really hit,
Right.
or you just really, really hope one of them hits. And then for the Smith's argument, it's like he also has a lot on his shoulders technically because it's like
Comes to the
he
territory of being drafted
yeah
that
not even
high.
well yeah not even just comes with the territory. I feel like he was obviously the defenseman that was like the closest to NHL ready, right? So like out of
Yes.
all the defensemen that were drafted, you expect him to be in the NHL first. Above that, like this is the same case for Dax and Rudolph. Like you were taking over a player like Chase Reed, who was ranked higher than everybody. So it's just like it's going to be one of those case scenarios, or Carson Carroll's, where it's like if he doesn't pan out for the Rangers, and then you see players like Reed, Carroll's have NHL careers or whatever, and then you're like damn, the Rangers botched another top 10 pick or whatever, top 5 pick.
Right.
So they do, maybe they don't feel it, see it, maybe they don't care, or not. I don't want to say care in the sense of like they
I
just
know
don't
what you
give a
mean though.
shit. Yeah, but like I feel like they do have an added pressure, and for Ranger fans, we want all of them to succeed, and if they don't, it can be bad for this team.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then my final point that I had was our 1 year guys, like obviously we're imagining now the season is going downhill. Our 1 year guys only get us very minimal returns at the deadline because of poor performance. And I'm talking about mainly Schneider and Bjorkstrand. Obviously, Bjorkstrand was more of a flip deal, like, hey, we'll see what happens, just sign him to a 1 year, whatever. But Schneider, like, that deal to me screams, hey, what can we get for you a little later down the road? And I think if we get pretty much next to nothing for either one of those guys or even both because of how badly this year goes, that to me is worst case scenario. You have anything similar to that?
So my last point's not similar to that, but I'll talk on that a
That's
little
fine.
bit. But Bjorkstrand, I feel like for him, we don't know realistically what what the range of outcomes can be there if we do flip him. Like you obviously hope for the best case scenario where like, hey, he's producing at like, a good rate. He playoff teams want him because then obviously if playoff teams want him, like they're gonna pay for him. In a trade for Bjorkstrand, if we do trade him, I only expect picks. We're not going to get like a roster player back or something because like Trocheck, like that whole
Right.
trade, like Drury was pushing for a piece to help us now. Bjorkstrand's not going to bring that to us. He's going to bring in
No.
you would hope like a second round pick or
Yeah,
something like that.
like a low second or a high
Yeah,
third.
because it's not going to be like a first round pick. So if anybody has expectations like that, throw them out the window. We're not getting anything
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure.
The Schneider one, I feel like that's a lot more crucial because it's like I know right now he doesn't look like he's a big part of our team because he's technically like third pair defenseman, 1 year deal. Drury didn't want to sign him to a longer extension and stuff like that. But like he is I would say our last main
Trade chip.
trade piece right now. And like you really, really, really want to maximize on his trade value, whatever that might be. Because I know like there's been reports that like teams have really coveted him. Like Vancouver apparently is a team that like has really wanted Braden Schneider and stuff like that. Like you just hope that like if and when I'm gonna say because I think we 100% trade him at the deadline, you hope that you just get that maximum return because you just like we were talking about before with Trocheck, Green Tree. We can't just like keep striking out with trades because it's just you need to at least hit on something. So yeah, I think I like both of those. I think they're crucial to like our future. Honestly, like I said, I didn't have anything that related to those two things. But my last point was worst case scenario for the Rangers, which I would really, 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 really hate, is if we're like right outside of that wild card spot.
Yup.
Be-
Middle of the pack.
Yeah, because like, listen, like in recent memories, Gabe, Keandre, those are like players that we hit on in like the later first round or whatever. But like outside of that, like I can't think of any off the top of my head. And it's just like I don't want to finish there. Like if the Rangers are gonna not be a playoff team, I'd rather than be at the bottom of the barrel because it just that will help our future. If we have our 2027 pick, if we're if we're even if we're in the top 10, to be honest, if we're in the lottery, I'd low key kind of be happy. But like just in the chance of getting a top 3 pick or whatever. But like if we're going to be bad, I'd rather us be at the bottom of the barrel, like bottom 10 team and get a top 10 pick that can make a difference for our future because it's going to be a lot harder to be right outside that playoff window, miss the playoffs, kill our momentum for like this great offseason we
Yep.
had. And then, we're drafted like whatever, like 13 to like 17 or whatever, it's a 20.
Yeah, whatever that mid range is. No, I totally agree. I think that's absolutely the worst case scenario. I know it's funny. Like you would think at a certain point, do they sell early on guys like Bjorkstrand Schneider and say like, hey, like you hope that vision and that awareness is there for Drury, right? Where it's like, hey, it ain't what we thought it was going to be this year. Let's make a decision. Are we going to make another big ass move to get us there, or hey, maybe we just try to go for a top 5 pick again? I really hope that awareness is there for him because you're right, dead in the water, just treading right in the middle. It helps nobody. It doesn't help our future, present, nothing.
Yeah, and we did see that this past season. We kind of threw in the towel, before the trade deadline. Actually, before the Olympic break, because obviously that's when the letter came out. And it's like that was the best case scenario for us because we got a top 5 pick. We technically were top 3, but we fell outside of that because of the lottery. But
Right.
like, if we're not, if we're competing for a wild card spot, I understand that like want to be like, hey, we can maybe get in. I'm going to say right now, it's not worth it to get into a wild card spot because we're not going to be the LA Kings. We're not going to be getting in 8th and then winning the cup or whatever. Like
Right.
that, I just don't think we have a cup contending team right now. And if the Rangers happen to make a move, we're like, let's just say they get a Marchenko at the deadline or something like that. If that deal was to happen, or for another top 6 guy or whatever, we're making that move more likely because we're in like the Metro standings. We're competing for, there. Like I said, I just think if it's hard for us to compete for a wild card spot, it's just throw in the towel. Just one more year of throwing in that towel, maybe drafting like hopefully in a top 5 pick, drafting a center or whatever. I think that would just make a huge difference for our future, and falling middle of the pack is not going to help us.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, let's hope for a great season. We're so close.
Yeah.
We're less than a month away here. You know, I
Yeah.
cannot wait for hockey to be back. Really, I'm fiending for it. I know you are too.
Yeah.
And just like seeing all this, like people, all these people grasping for straws, you know, media wise, for just anything to talk about because everyone just loves hockey so much and just wants hockey to be back and wants to be able to talk about literally anything. It's so frustrating, man. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Really.
the lull of the season really sucks. But
Oh, yeah.
like we said last pod, you guys have questions for us, want us to talk about something, like tweet us, message us, do whatever you want. Like we're happy to talk about anything, honestly. Like
Absolutely.
any even we get excited talking about anything. Even the slander about Adam Fox, we're gonna defend our boy all day. We'll talk about anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of NYR After Dark. Make sure you're following us on X, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that fun stuff. And we will see you next week for some more Rangers Late Night Talk.
All right, peace out, guys.